Yo, what's up, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here, the Cornerman _MMA. One of the many fights recently announced with the UFC is a headlining fight for a fight night in June at Vegas. I'm not sure which Vegas it's going to be. I tried to do the math with their UFC Vegas, rather, between number 3 in the world, middleweight Marvin Vettori, and number 4, Jared Cannonier. Both guys have been fighting other top 10 opponents. Uh, Great fight, great matchup. Very interesting here. What we're going to break down, how we're going to go about it. Really looking forward to it. One of the many fights that I think is I really like how the UFC is putting these fight nights with top 10, top 5 ranked opponents as the main event. Usually they used to save that for the pay per views, but they're really doing a good job with that. It's really selling whatever the latter pay per view is going to be, which International Fight Week, I believe, if my math is correct, will be a week or two later. So voila. Okay, so let's get into it. Two predominantly strikers, obviously, from what we've seen, the southpaw Marvin Vettori and then Jared, the more linear right-handed. So as far as striking is concerned, I actually give a slight edge to Jared, just because I feel that the range of his arms, I feel that that's going to play a difference here, and his speed. I feel he's a little bit quicker than Marvin Vettori. As far as wrestling and ground, just from what I've seen, I'm going to lean on Marvin. I know that Jared has shown developed takedown defense, but overall, the overall grappling / wrestling, I'm going to Marvin. I feel that even the cage wrestling, even the cage wrestling, I'm going to go with Marvin as well. So it's very rare that I'm pretty cut and dry with the breakdowns there. But let's get into it. So as I said for Jared, I'm giving him a slight edge in the stand up. So how does he win this fight? As I said, he's a little bit quicker. He's longer, so that's going to make Marvin a little bit slower towards what Marvin likes to do with his boxing. Now, per usual, righty against southpaw. It's whoever wins that outside foot with the lead leg, that's going to land on the combination. So it's going to be very, very important for him to establish that straight right hand with his head offline. Just really zap it out there. Real snappy, linear right hand. Really establish that. Keep Marvin at distance, because if Marvin gets in, he's going to do some damage to him and score. Establish that right hand. 2-1. 2-1 kicks. 2-1 kicks. I would open up. I would not be bashful with the body kicks here. Try to slow Marvin down any way we can so he doesn't get inside, moving his head to try to light up the boxing combinations. Keep it to 2-1s, sometimes 1-2s, and those kicks, those inside leg kicks, those liver kicks, open it up and keep moving to your left, Jared. Keep moving left, lateral movement right to establish the center again. Don't get backed up against the fence. Footwork's going to be muy important for Jared in this one. So, on the flip side, how is Marvin going to win this fight? He needs to get inside and make it a close quarter boxing match. I guess I could add to the breakdown a little bit further of what I said prior. I guess I would say boxing goes more to Marvin, where kickboxing would go more to Jared, but it's still pretty even. Either way, so if I'm Marvin, I got to establish that feint, try to get my feint straight left hook, do something. Now, when you throw these power punches against someone like Jared, even if you don't connect with the power, hit the shoulder, something, get your opponent to stop in his feet. So he's going to have to be training to get Jared to just, hit something to get him to stop, because that could set up your next power punch. I used to do that very often with hooks. I used to throw a hook, and even though it wouldn't land on the head, it lands on the shoulder. It gets the opponent to stop. I could throw a straight right hand for power, or throw a straight right hand to a takedown. So what Marvin's going to do here, 2-3 to 3 hits, throw another 3, and then add that hook, that second hook. So it's going to be like a 2-3, 2-3, and he's going to add that second hook for that power, and then he's going to score on that or the exiting left hand. Keep it a close quarter boxing fight to do your damage here, Marvin. That's what you got to train, and move that head. If all through training camp, if I'm Marvin's corner or coaches, I'm letting him know when those feet stop moving, the head starts, because that zippy puncher, linear puncher like Jared is going to notice that he's going to score. Now, adjustments. If I am Jared, it's because I'm getting moved in on. He's beating me. Marvin's beating his straight right hand, beating his jabs if he's throwing them, and he's either being counteroffensive with those punches off of beating him, or he's just straight, just getting inside and doing some damage. So what does Jared need to do? He's going to need to stand in the center and just try to really get Marvin into a gunslinging fight. Stand in the center, straight kicks to the body, 1-2, 2-1, 1-2, slip move, throw some hooks in his zone. Because I don't see him taking down a Marvin Vettori. So he's gonna have to just do that. Add some things to his game in his own right, and just really play that center, establish that center. Usually, you hear me say establish the center start first. I think that's more of a secondary action for Jared in this fight. He's gonna have to make that adjustment. It's a 5-round fight. I would see him making that adjustment probably the beginning of round 3, and then so establish the center. Then if we flip it around, we go to Marvin. How could he? Now, I feel like he has a little bit more tools as far as the whole mixed martial arts game is concerned. If he's losing this fight, it's because he's staying at the end of Jared's punches. So what happens next? He stays at the end of the punches. He's going to have to move his head, try to slip under those punches to a body lock. And I feel like he actually can do some work against Jared against the fence here. Tie knees, elbows, stuff like that. It's gonna look a little funky. It's gonna slow him down, but I think it could be accomplished. For him to make that adjustment, that's going to be like the end of a round 2 adjustment for Marvin. He's gonna make I feel like in the first 8 minutes of the fight, we're gonna know if Marvin can get in on Jared's length. So he's got to get in there, use those underhooks, use that clinch game, make Jared tired for the 5th round, where he can go back to, if he starts piling up rounds, where he can go back to the boxing and lighting up to the way we spoke on prior. That's what I got, guys. Got a few more things coming this week. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.